Guys, welcome back. I'm top music attorney Miss Krystle, and we're back with the Top Music Attorney podcast every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. p.s.t. on YouTube. Now, right now, we are broadcasting simultaneously to LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and I even have Instagram on my other device here. Hello to Instagram. So as you guys are chiming in, filing in the chat, be sure to leave your city. Where are you checking in from? What time is it? And then we, of course, let me give you that line of the show for tonight. We're going to be going through and giving you a tip, or my best tip for business owners. And this is going to be the 3 top mistakes that business owners make. And I was thinking about this last night because I had a situation, and this is something I've been dealing with. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my best advice if you're a CEO or you're at the top of the funnel for your company. This is going to be helpful for you. So top 3 mistakes business owners make in the news. We have a couple of huge singers who are losing their voices, either during shows or prior to the show starting. That includes The Weeknd. Unfortunately, he lost his voice. We also had Luke Combs losing his voice, and they did some interesting things because this was like right before their shows started. So we'll talk about what they did. If you are a singer or a performer, maybe you can take some tips and tricks from this. So we'll be covering those stories. And then you guys know we've been covering the Chris Rock Will Smith slap. So since that initially happened at the Oscars, we've been tracking along with the various apologies, including the latest apology from Will Smith, which was quite a few months after the fact and seemed a little odd. And whilst I am certainly a fan of Will Smith, it was kind of odd that he was addressing it again, even though he's addressed the whole situation. So we did a whole recap on that. But the update today is that Chris Rock has responded with a big F you. And we'll be discussing that and getting your guys' thoughts. And of course, hello in the chat. I'll be getting back to you. And of course, we're going to be going through and answering your questions. I do this live on YouTube specifically so that I can answer your guys' questions if you have them, law-related or otherwise. So here, let's go to the chat really fast. Hi, everybody. So on a fun little side note, you guys know we have a couple moderators in the chat. Thank you to my moderators who come in and help out. So one of my moderators and editors, Eric, you'll see him in the chat on YouTube from time to time. He got a promotion this week. He was promoted to lead editor for the Top Music Attorney show. So congratulations to Eric. All right, hello. The Weeknd, yep, The Weeknd was having some problems. Look, even the best of us have issues when it comes to singing and performing and using your instrument. I've been literally recording all day today. So you guys know I run a law firm. We have a new attorney we hired, so I'm integrating him this week. Today was our big Monday, obviously because of the holiday. And I'm very excited for the new attorney. He's bilingual, so I'm really excited to be kind of servicing, our Spanish-speaking clients, which we actually have a lot of. So this will be a nice way to bridge the gap. But in any case, so we've been rocking and rolling all day, and then, get in, do some recording for... I'm excited because we have an announcement. I was recording something. So I'll give you guys a scoop on what I've been recording. Hi, everybody. It's dark in London. Yes, I think it's the wee hours of the morning right now. You were disappointed with Will Smith. We have to talk. There's a lot to discuss, and man, Chris Rock has some thoughts as well. So in any case, I'm gonna run the intro. We'll come back. I'll tell you what I've been recording because I'm excited. It's for you guys. You're gonna love it. I think you're gonna be excited about it. So in any case, we'll run the intro. As always, I have the artist tip coming for you, the business owner tip, the business news, updates, and all things, and we'll come back and jump into the chat. So we'll be right back. Hey guys, I'm top music attorney Miss Krystle. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and creator of the Top Music Attorney School for artists and record labels. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent artist. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss my weekly videos giving you my best tips on the music business, industry news updates, and teaching you how to stay legally protected. All right, so of course we're gonna also run a music video. I think today we're gonna be first up, Dangerous Daughters, the piano version. And we have a congrats to Eric. Yes, I'm so grateful for my team. All right, so what I was recording earlier was the first couple of segments for a new artist course that I have been crafting and working on for a long time. You know, my thought was I kind of have, as I've been working towards building this thing, I want it to be very concise, like power punched information for artists, what they need as far as logistically running their career, mastering the music business, but like real stuff as far as like where to go for these resources, best tools, best applications. And so I've just spent a lot of time preparing. And so I finally pulled the trigger today because I was happy enough with the outline and the information. And so I recorded for a couple of hours and got a nice jump start on it. So I'll have more updates as we get into it, but that's something I've really wanted to have an artist course because I have the record label course. It's like a video thing and there's contracts and the whole hoop shaboop for record label owners, right? So that's a lot of artists who become their own music businesses. That's cool. But when it comes to just the artists and really focusing and trying to help you guys, this is something that's really important to me. So I'm excited. Be sure, yes, thank you, Jen. Be sure to hit the like button wherever you're watching. It helps to tell the algorithmic gods that we're all having a good time and to push this video out or the video out to everyone else. If you're new on the live stream, please leave a comment. This includes on Instagram. Be sure to leave a comment saying like first. Is this your first live stream together? I see some other people in here, some friendly faces. Chris has a question. Question on the law firm. Are you only allowed to take a certain number of clients depending on how many registered attorneys you have in the firm? Or is the choice to not take on any more of a choice? Good question. So when it comes to running a law firm and figuring out whose cases you're going to take, and it's a capacity thing. And obviously we're at a point right now where we are absolutely at capacity all the time. So, we have a first from Brendan. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. So you have to be a little picky, pick and choose, but the purpose of this channel is so that I can try to help everyone, right? I only have so much capacity to actually work one-on-one, with so many companies and artists and music executives and everyone in between. But this is a place that you can get help for free and to help, understand contracts and trademarks and copyright and music business, everything. But good question. But that's also why we brought on the new attorney so that we can take on a bit more work. Hello from Sweden. We have another first time. Here's another first. Hi from Texas on Instagram. Very nice. Yay, awesome. Travis on YouTube, been taking literal notes in a notepad each stream. Also, I think I sent the first 2 likes on your YouTube channels tonight. Rock and roll. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, guys, I really try to drop like my absolute best gems and just give you all the information. Obviously my clients pay a lot of money for this and for the representation. And if you follow Top Music Attorney YouTube, this is the place that I'm hoping that we can connect to build our community, our family here, and that I can bring you guys incredible value. And so, you can actually get that meaningful help for your music career and your music businesses. We have a first from Ohio. Yeah, Chuck, I appreciate it. Another first on Facebook. You guys are so nice. Thank you so much for being here. What up, Montana? Tyler's a first live. Okay, be seen on Instagram. Yeah, so speaking of Instagram, we're running Instagram right now. Hello to the Instagram fam. I kind of ignore Instagram and we just do a lot of content, but I just wanted to tell you guys this before we get into the next segment. I had kind of this prolific day of just wanting to pull the trigger on everything, which is also why I started recording the artist course because I'm like, it's just time. I'm going to take a short day. I'm going to jump into this and we're going to have a great time. And we did. But I was also thinking through of all the content that I share on Top Music Attorney, which also gets shared on like my Miss Krystle platforms. I focus a lot on like viral content, fun, entertaining, silly, and then of course there's hard educational stuff, which are usually clips from this show, right? So I'm going to teach you stuff and I'm going to try to entertain you. And something I was just thinking about is I've never really shared about my experience of going to law school, right? Starting a law firm, building a law firm, hiring staff, and kind of all the stories and scenarios in between. Because even when I was in law school, I went to law school because I wanted to learn how to think like an attorney, right? I had no intention of actually ever practicing or becoming a full-time attorney because, the title of attorney is like the worst thing ever, right? And music and art is just my passion. And so during that time, I was still like hustling. I was still, doing even acting gigs to try to get my music out there because I'd come up with deals with film producers and they'd want me to be in their movies. And so I would do it in order to get my music in the movie. And then, it was fun. Why not? But, we'd be shooting these things, these films till like 2 a.m. And then I'd have class at 7, right? And then I have like my bankruptcy law class, and so just kind of going through that journey, what it was like. And then, I went to 2 different law schools. And so the difference between like a private law school versus going to Arizona State University, Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law. And just, kind of sharing those stories. And I'm like, there's just so much crazy stuff that I've been through, but it's also kind of interesting. And I feel like I've done a poor job of documenting some of that stuff, including, like I was saying, the journey of starting my own law firm. And that it wasn't an accident, but I landed there because I kind of got screwed over in other ways. And so, just while my journey is unique to me, I think that a lot of people might go through similar kinds of things. And so I'm like, maybe I should share about that. So anyway, I don't know. I had this whole thing today and I'm like, I think this is something I'm going to take time to try to actually sit down and like think of what I want to share and actually incorporate that. So long-winded way of just saying, if you are following, because someone was like, hey, Instagram. If you are following on Top Music Attorney Instagram or any of the platforms, I have the same username. It's at Top Music Attorney on every single social media platform, and we're posting every single day, multiple times. But in any case, make sure you go follow on one of those platforms because I'm probably going to pull the trigger on this. And if you're interested in more of like the behind the scenes and, what I've learned and what I can teach you more about the law stuff and business owning and being a CEO, then that's the place to be. All right, what do we got? How do I trademark and copyright? Because I am a writer. So I had someone actually contacting my office today and he was asking a similar kind of question and just being like, when it comes to trademarking my business, guys, you have to think of it as when it comes to trademarking, you're trademarking a brand, such as a name, a slogan, a color, a smell. It is the source identifier. So that's a trademark. You want to trademark and protect, for example, a name, a logo. When you copyright the creative element, right? So you copyright the music, you copyright the script. So people interchange those words and they get a little confused, but that's the difference between the two. Now, the answer is if you want to go ahead and like, how do you do it? You actually can do it yourself, right? I even have a video on Top Music Attorney YouTube. Just like go to my channel and search in it. It's like how to file a copyright application. So I even show you how to do this yourself. When it comes to a trademark application, it is way trickier. And people make a lot more mistakes because you're doing a federal registration. This thing takes like a year in processing time. It's a lot more expensive when you're filing. So when it comes to trademarking, so important. Trademark your name, trademark your business name, your artist name. Very, very valuable to have the trademark. But definitely get an attorney to help you, okay? I promise it's going to be well worth the investment. But just so you understand, those are 2 different things. Uh-oh. Sean, what? Do you mean She-Hulk? Is that a different show I don't know about? That may be a different show I don't know about. Or if you're asking about She-Hulk, I have been watching She-Hulk. We did a review of the first episode, and then I just haven't done an update on the other episodes. But I am watching. I am watching. Chris on YouTube. So your choice to not take on any more clients recently wasn't a state or legal thing, just a business decision because you had too much already. So happy you've got so much business coming in. Thanks, Chris. No, and we are still taking on clients, right? We were talking, we got a lot of business that we do for trademark clients, for copyright clients, and we represent music, record labels and publishing companies. But guys, I mean, this is Top Music Attorney, so I can focus on those who need help in the music business, but I'm an entertainment attorney. So we represent filmmakers and film distributors and other types of artists. We do a lot of different things. And we also just do like intellectual property. Did you say we can get your book on Kindle? Harley, I kind of love you. You can get my book on Kindle. That's absolutely a thing. You can go to Amazon. How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business is on Amazon. Quick question on Instagram. How much do you think Universal Music Group charges to use the Rolls Royce I'm going down sample? Guys, we do a lot of coverage, and we give a lot of coverage when it comes to sampling. Sampling can get very expensive, and that's why, if you contact my office and you're like, Krystle, can you please, reach out to this owner to see if I can sample this song? I'm like, happy to do it, but I also don't want to waste your time because it's probably going to be really expensive. So just be aware that if you're reaching out to sample a big song, there's probably going to be a big licensing fee. It's not $500. It's going to be a lot more than that, okay? Salute to that Orko. That Orko is going to be on. We're going to run the music video here in a second, and then he will be back with me to have a chat in regards to all things happening in the music business. You guys are so nice. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll get to a couple more comments. Let's do maybe one or two, and then we'll run the music video, and we'll be back. I'm not sure how much this will apply, so I think you were asking in regards to the copyright trademarks. And let me specify, guys, I know we have an audience that goes beyond just the United States territory. So obviously I am licensed in the United States, and so some of the information that I provide will be specific to just the United States, but caveat, I do represent clients around the world, right? So we have, for example, if we have a record label out of Germany who needs a US attorney because we're doing US things, I'm a little familiar with the process, but they are different laws, right? So if you're looking for laws specific to not just the country you live in, but the state you live in, obviously you want to make sure you go and get your own counsel. But good point. Sean, oh, you were talking? So motivated, inspiring. Yes, She-Hulk, she is quite the boss, and we're enjoying that show. All right, guys, so we are going to run a quick music video. This is, and in fact, let me just double check, because I always say the wrong thing. Dangerous Daughters, the piano version, which I love. I really, really love this song. You can listen to it on all music platforms. Just search Miss Krystle. So I will be in the chat just kind of looking at your comments, and we will be back to have a little discussion with that Orko.
I woke up from your rage, smack that beautiful medicine. Blood spills from my face, love my beautiful punishment. You know just how much I can take, so don't worry about it. Your love is driving through the pain. A lesson learned in faith. Trust when I don't know what I'm doing. I stepped out from my cage and I don't know where I'm going. I never feel like I am safe. I don't think about it. I never feel like you were safe. Have faith about it. Little girls grow up as dangerous daughters. Don't blame me, just blame my father. Little girls grow up as dangerous daughters. Don't blame me, just blame my father. You let me down when I need none. You let me down. You let me down when I need none. You let me down. Lighting my life, lighting my life, lighting my life, lighting my life. Lighting my life, lighting my life, lighting my life, lighting my life.
Oh, that was like some epic black screen right there. All right, we're bringing that Orko in right away. I saw some comments about him. Hello.
Hey, shout out to the community. What's good? Thank you guys so much for being here. Every single week, we are doing it Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Make sure that if you're watching on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on just one of the Miss Krystle channels, that you're coming over to YouTube, to Top Music Attorney, hitting that subscribe and bell notification. This is the hub where we broadcast everything out of and where the exclusive content goes. What's
That
going on, Miss
Orko,
Krystle?
that Orko with the cool t-shirts. What shirt you rocking today?
So today I am rocking a very rare shirt, but it's my favorite TV show probably of all time, Melrose Place. I'll make a lot of random Melrose Place references in the show if you heard from time to time. It is my guilty pleasure. It is my embarrassment that I'm not so embarrassed that I love. I love that show so much.
For those of you in the chat, Melrose Place. Any fans? Any
I can't
super
imagine,
fans?
but I love
Any
that show
super
so much.
fans?
It's my favorite.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, guys. So, for my book for artists, How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business, it is on Amazon, but obviously on Amazon, it's like the audio book, Kindle, the physical book. But you can also get it through like my website, and more importantly, you can do it as a digital download. So if you just want it right away, you don't have to wait for anything. You can get it downloaded. So just go to topmusicattorney.com. Thank you very much. All right, you guys are so nice. I'm so glad that you liked the video. Yeah, we had a great time shooting that. It was
love
hot.
that version. I love that version of the song. It's very different from the original version. The original version of Dangerous Daughters is a very aggressive,
It is very
hard-hitting,
aggressive.
very, very dark. I mean, this version, the piano version, is also very dark, but I recommend you go over to Miss Krystle's YouTube page. You could check out a very different video for the original version of Dangerous Daughters. Make sure you head over there as well.
Yeah, we're just having a good time. So very nice to see everyone in the chat. If you are just tuning in, we are live right now on Top Music Attorney YouTube, and we're gonna get into some news stories. I was thinking, why don't we just start with the Chris Rock story, because that's the one that we have been covering the longest.
Yep.
All right, so let me quickly just kind of pull this up. What was the last story we covered on this? Was it Will Smith's apology?
We did the Will Smith apology, and I mean, I think we've made some other mentions to he turned down doing the Oscars when he was asked to do the Oscars.
That's right.
We're both huge fans of both Chris Rock and Will Smith, so this is something that's definitely hitting home. And yeah, some new developments because Chris Rock is on tour. He's still on tour right now. He's doing wonderfully. He's doing it with Dave Chappelle, which is the ultimate lineup. So yeah, but he's been talking about it.
He has indeed been talking about it. Now, I'm just kind of stalling right now because I just need like 2 seconds to get this. For whatever reason, the article is not in the Word document that I have, so we're just pulling it up really fast.
Basically, what he said.
No, 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 don't jump the gun here. I will get this. Okay. It is somewhere in the queue. Oh, that's right, because you sent it to me through WhatsApp. Okay. Let's try it again. Everyone hold, please. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So Chris Rock rips Will Smith's apology, which we've covered on this channel, and you can watch that if you want. But Chris Rock just rips into Will Smith's apology for the Oscar slaps and says, "F word, your hostage video." Okay, we're not afraid of the cursey words on this show. I just didn't feel like saying it today.
Oh my god.
So Chris Rock said he isn't buying Will Smith's recent apology video, which saw the star discuss the infamous Oscar slap. So he keeps talking about this as he's touring. Chris Rock, of course.
Oh, it's
As he's
unavoidable.
yeah, and like he's still tight-lipped about it. He doesn't want to do a whole thing on it. He's not really going to comment on it. He's getting a lot of offers. People want to pay him, and
Super Bowl
someone's gonna.
commercials and
That's right.
and the Oscars, which he's turned out both. I mean, I think we're all just waiting for the big Netflix special or HBO Max or whoever the highest bidder is going to go. And I hope that he doesn't. I'm actually surprised that he makes the comments that he does. Probably just because he has to say something, I guess he feels, but I hope that he doesn't go too much into it, like on just some kind of throwaway concert. I really hope that he saves it
Yeah.
make his big statement.
No, and I think he will, but he did obviously, make a couple comments in a recent show. So he's been on tour, and since the initial slap, right, we had Will Smith issue an initial statement in March, right? So he goes, initial, I'm so sorry, and this was after the fact. Obviously, he got up, he accepted his award. We've talked about that, right? He apologized to everybody, not Chris Rock at that time. Then he did a written statement, and then just, in July.
Yes.
He then did another apology video on YouTube, and this thing went viral. And
It's been a minute.
it's been a minute, but our general kind of comment about this was just why now? Why are you kind of stoking the fire again? And I'm sure Chris Rock doesn't like the attention because this is not a happy memory for him.
Well, no, and I was even commenting at the time. I think my big takeaway is, while again I'm a big Will Smith fan, that it kind of sort of felt like bullying, like he's bullying him into a response, like I'm ready to move past this. Why aren't you? Kind of thing. And I don't know. I just didn't. It's kind of like just kind of move on or don't. But you also got to respect Will Smith's, no charges were pressed against him. No, he's not, he still has a right to work. He's still a super talented guy. I feel like he's already losing projects, and stuff like that. And just, opportunities. But he's been dipping his toe in the water on social media, trying to come back.
Yeah, so in his arena Saturday night, headlining tour show, he goes, "Fuck your hostage video." Ooh, I said the word. The comedian joked, "Yes, that shit hurt." He played Ali. Rock added, referring to Smith's role as Muhammad Ali in the 2001 film Ali. "I can't even played Floyd Mayweather." And I feel the comments that Chris Rock has made about this is just to say, it actually did really hurt.
He
I'm
goes,
so
what did he
much
say?
smaller.
That anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face.
Anyone who says words hurt has not been punched in the face by Will Smith, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, and then what there was another one that he, where he was saying before, in other comments that he made, if everybody claims to be a victim, then nobody will hear the real victims. Even me getting smacked by Suge Smith. I went to work the next day. I got kids. Suge Smith. I love that.
Oh my gosh. Will just needs to move on. Well, yeah, I mean, I think, and we said this on the last episode, and we were just saying, if Chris Rock, he's the one that should be kind of controlling this right now, right? So
Right.
if he doesn't want to talk about it, he's like, hey, I'm good. I don't want to discuss it. The fact that Will Smith is continuing to follow up just seems odd if the idea is to make amends with, Chris
Right.
Rock and
That's not the way to do
family.
it. It's not the way to do it. Putting in high pressure. It's what I would think that Will Smith should have done was maybe just kind of go about his life, let some time pass, start dipping his toe in the water, because you gotta realize that he'll be able to come back as soon as he does something else great. You know what I mean? So like, I would just get the first kind of appearances done. I know he was working on I Am Legend 2. I don't know if that's still gonna happen. But I would not like to see that be a flop. I would like to still see that movie because I really was looking forward to that. So, we'll see what happens. But I mean, if he comes out with a blockbuster, or if he happens to have a song, or if he happens to do some kind of thing that's big, or, pull somebody out of a burning car, or, you see all these celebrities that are helping car accident victims all the time. If he does
Joel, when
something
you're,
like that, it could be
yeah,
good.
yeah, I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, everyone hates Chris, literally. You can't, okay, Joel, when it comes to making universal statements, I'm gonna give you a little lawyer 101. You can't use your universals. Oh, it's a TV show. All right, never mind. I take it back. That's the name. I'm all about to get. About to get up on Joel right now. So
It's a
Jen
show.
had a I know we're trying, kids. Joel, not Joel. Jen had a question, and she goes, as far as pressing charges, is that something that can happen later on? The answer is actually yes. A victim has the right. There are statutes of limitations for the applicable state that you're in, what the crime or alleged crime was, as far as when you can bring it. So yes, he could, but I think, man, he's just trying to
I think for I
move
think I
on.
think for both of them, for what I would like to see is I would like to see Chris Rock get his big Netflix special and address it. I like to see him really kind of address things once and for all, and prove why he's one of the funniest people on the planet while doing so. I would like to see, Will Smith kind of get back out there, because if they don't start making these things and kind of moving on, this is their legacy, both of them. Like, if either of one of them were to get hit by a bus, knock on the wood, please don't. Tomorrow, I mean, this would be the last thing that they were kind of remembered for, and so they need to get that product out, man. Yeah, people waiting on product.
Yeah, so in any case, that's a little update. As always, we will continue to follow this because it just seems to be the thing that just continues. And of course, I think there is a big day coming where Chris Rock is gonna do his Netflix stand-up special. He's gonna have his big payday, and rightfully so. Why not? If people want to hear it and they want to pay him
I
for
want to
it,
hear it.
then he should do it. Then he should do it. All right, here we go. Moving on. All right, so what's our gavel moment for this?
What's your final statement on it?
What's my final thought on this? The moment is coming. Chris Rock will speak on this. There we go.
We're getting
All
closer,
right.
people. We're getting closer.
We're trying to remember all the bits as we continue to build the show and do this live all at once. Like, I think my computer, because there's so much happening. I have like Instagram Live here. You're on the Wi-Fi. I'm the Wi-Fi. Like, our actual internet provider can't keep up, so we're like stuttering, and yeah, we're gonna make it happen. All right, so moving on, we have two stories that we're combining into one, and I'm gonna start with the weekend as kind of part one of this.
Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to singers who lose their voices, this happens from time to time, but it
Yeah.
also happens to everybody, right? We've had, the amazing Adele herself. She had to go into surgery, and luckily she recovered, and, that's amazing. But things happen with singers, including The Weeknd and Luke Combs. So separate stories we're combining into this one segment. And so this is killing me. The Weeknd cuts short Los Angeles concert after he was losing his voice, literally in the middle of the show. He says, my voice went out during the first song and I'm devastated. Okay, so he was forced to cut a show on Saturday after losing his voice in the opening song. Man, I gotta tell ya, as a singer myself, he probably was having issues well before the
Right.
show started. He was sweating and he was like, no, I can do it. No, I can do it, which is what we all do. Because as a performer, you've performed under poor conditions. You can muscle through it. It will be okay. He couldn't do it. His voice went, unfortunately. So, shortly after beginning his set, the pop superstar went backstage, and this was during the I Can't Feel My Face song before emerging, and he just called the show to a halt.
Yep.
And so there is some footage. I'm gonna bring this up really fast, and we'll see if we can maybe watch something together from this. Now, you've done some backup singing as well in your band days. Have you ever had a
I
situation
have.
where you lost your voice?
I don't know if I ever had a voice to lose, but
Yeah, but you were doing like a rocker
yes.
screamer
Yeah, no,
thing,
no.
so
It was
you're
I jest, but yeah, no, I mean it's tough, if you don't get your rest, if you're not hydrated, if you were kind of talking a lot or kind of screaming at somebody or had some stressful situations, like it could just go. And in the case of the Weekend, like he says he screamed during the first song, and then that's what was the final straw that messed up his voice. And then he still continued for like a few songs, but I mean his voice was just a lot of cracking here and there. But yeah, no, like it's rough. And then he started and then he stopped it, but I believe you have the footage.
all right. So here's the first clip. Let's watch this, and let me know if the volume's a little too hot. All right, let's try. It's hard to hear. Oh, I think he just gave up.
Yeah, he
That's
dropped it
it.
down.
That's it. Oh man, that's tough. What is he? Let me go back. What does he have? Like, he's 20 seconds into his opening, and how many people were in that audience?
A
20,000 people,
lot.
50,000 in the audience. So here, let me find another clip. Let's keep going with
And
this.
he's got they're going to be doing those weekend. We also covered the weekend's Halloween Horror Nights that are coming to Universal Studios in Florida and in Hollywood. And I believe that there's already been doing previews for that stuff. So they're already getting things ready for Halloween. So I don't know if it's officially out for those things, but I know that they definitely have been doing previews. You can find videos of that on YouTube.
Okay, so this is a TMZ video, and I guess this is where he came back on stage to announce that he was canceling. So let's see what he had to say.
I just lost my voice.
I just lost my voice.
This is killing me. I don't want to stop the show.
This is killing me.
But I can't give you the concert that I want to give you right now.
Ooh, he's cracking as he's talking.
I'm going to make sure everybody's good, get your money back, but I'll do a show real soon for you guys. But I wanted to come out and personally apologize. I'm not tweeted or Instagram it or whatever. I want you guys to know that I can't give you what I want to give you right now. I apologize. I'm so sorry. I love you
Everyone's
guys
still
so
kind of
much.
cheering. I'm not hearing any boos. That's something. We see a couple people with the hands. Maybe it's like supportive hands. I don't know.
You know how much this kills me right now. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you so much.
Like it's hard to imagine that because, also you have a contract with the venue to perform and, due to literal inability, he's not, but he equally could. Now we're going to talk about another artist and performer and, conversely, what did this person do, right? So before we get to that person, but what are your take? Any final thoughts on the Weekend?
Yeah, no, I mean, you could just hear that he's obviously very emotional. His voice is, also cracking, but he's also sad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you are a performer on stage and you are, you know the live performance aspect of things, and it's like you kind of chase that high and stuff. So, I'm sure that the Weekend was looking forward to that performance just as much as all those kids were. Like that's a huge joy, and you get as a performer to be able to perform for your fans, especially when you reach at a level. And there's videos from those shows, and I mean, he has a huge production. I mean, this is like a multi-million-dollar tour here, so like
Yeah.
there's a lot of money on the line, and and then it's just disappointing. It's heartbreaking. You're out there. You're out there to put on a good show. You don't want to disappoint that many people all at once. But then we're going to talk about Luke Combs here. That had it was an ironic. I mean, it was the same day. It was the same night. They both kind of had this on Saturday. They both had this problem. Obviously, different venues, but so if
All
you
right,
want to talk
so
about,
good. Nice segue. So Luke Combs, he sings for free. Okay, so he did the same thing where he says, "Hey, I'm going to give you a refund," which is what The Weeknd did. We heard him just say that. So for free, and offering the refunds over his vocal issues, and he goes, "We're going to do the very damn best." Okay, so Combs also opened up his wallet. He handed over $140 in addition to the refund offered to two industrious young men who chopped a lot of wood to afford tickets. So mention that story.
yeah. So what happened was, so after he did it, he also gave a very emotional speech on where he was like saying that, and I really don't know a whole lot about Luke Combs. Like I mean, I've heard the name and I'm aware of him, but I just don't listen to that kind of music. But I was watching his video, and this guy seems like a real genuine guy. Like, he broke down crying on stage. He was talking about just how he just wants to come out and just do this show for you guys. And yeah, like you said, he was going to not only refund the money, but he was going to struggle through the show. And even though his voice was going to be trash, please sing along with me and help me out. The crowd was really with him. I mean, it seemed like he was just really, really upset about not being able to do this. But then he saw some kids in the crowd, and they had signs saying, that they worked chopping wood to earn all this money to buy the tickets for the concert. And, he went and shook their hand. He went to his wallet, pulled out some money and handed it to them, gave him a little extra, on top of them getting refunded. And I don't know. It was a cool moment. It was a cool moment. And I mean, I could tell this guy's a real genuine dude with his fans. Like, I don't know really anything about it, but I could tell that guy's a real genuine guy with his fans, and he'll be back, and he's going to give them, double the good show that they would have gotten otherwise, for sure.
Yeah, so he goes, I'm going to give you guys a refund. I know you guys are going to be upset. I have to tell you this. I want you to know that I'm going to give you my very damn best. I'm going to give you everything I have, and I'm so sorry. So he said that audibly hoarse. I don't know if you had some footage you wanted to pull up about, or if,
Yeah, I had it, but my screen is not working, so that's
oh,
fine.
okay, got it. Yeah, so in any case, I have a little clip that I will go ahead and pull up so we can at least watch this. Let's see what he had to say. All right, here we go.
I need to talk to you before we start, if that's okay. Is that okay? Can I talk to you for a second? So, as a lot of you may know, we played a show here last night. I'm assuming some of you were probably here. A few of you were here last night. Well, at about 7 p.m. today, a few hours ago, I realized that I was not going to be able to sing as good as I normally do. Now, I know you're sad, but what I've decided to do is refund all of your tickets. And we're going to play, hold on a second. I'm just going to need your help. We're still going to play the show. But it's not going to be what I think it should be for you guys having to pay for it. So we're going to put on the best free show we can put on. And I want you guys to know how upset I am to have to tell you that tonight. But all I want you to know is that we're going to do the very damn best. I'm going to give you everything that I have. And I am so sorry. So sorry.
I so feel him right now, right? With the guitar. All right, so in any case, different ways to handle it. Now, I'm not saying that like the Weeknd should have just muscled through and tried,
Oh
maybe
no.
he hurts his voice, or he's just like, hey guys, we're just gonna, someone had said in the chat, let's just play the CD and I'll just lip sync. I mean, that's you know,
I mean, both of them made the decision what they was best for them. I actually probably would have told, if I was Luke Combs' manager at the end of it, hey, that was a really great thing that you do. You're a great guy. Don't ever do that again. If you've blown out your voice, I don't need you thrashing it and doing more damage to it to where now we're canceling another concert, because of it. So I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know how long he played, but I mean, from a heart and heart perspective, man, that guy's got a lot of heart, and as a fan, I'm loving it. So in the end, it's probably going to do really good from PR. Not that he was thinking about any kind of PR or anything like that. I'm just saying it'll probably play well from, but from a health standpoint, you don't know what happens, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
so you just got to be really careful when you're a singer. I can't imagine anything more scary than your voice, throwing out your voice. It's not like, if you break your leg and you're a guitar player, you'll play on stage on a stool. If you know what I mean? If you're a drummer and, I don't know, there's things that you can do, but if you're a singer and you lose your voice, you're kind of, that's it. And, unfortunately, everyone comes, or fortunately, or however you want to look at it, the singer is not what people come to see, but that's usually the focal point.
Yeah, yeah. So, in any case, a good little learning lesson and something to think about if you are a performer, if you are a singer in a band. So, that's why I wanted to specifically cover this. And it's something I have personally struggled with as far as, just having a hoarse voice. I mean, sometimes even getting through our podcast because it's been a long day and I'm starting to lose my voice. And literally, guys, this is live, right? So, times where I've started to lose my voice, I just let you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to, be out of here and just be honest about it, and hopefully you guys understand. All right, so with that being said, I think that was the last of our news stories.
Yep.
Okay, so guys, thank you very much to that Orko for joining us and his wonderful shirt, which you guys always seem to appreciate. We will see you on Friday's show at 7 p.m. p.s.t. And then I'm going to run into and do my artist tip segment.
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Peace. All right, guys. So to wrap this up, I'm calling this an artist tip segment, but this is something that is universal. If you are just a business owner, you don't have to just be a music business owner, but definitely check out this tip and then leave your comment questions in the chat as we go along. All right, so for today's music business tip, I'm going to be discussing the 3 top mistakes that business owners make. And as a CEO myself, I run multiple businesses of different sizes. I have different teams. Okay, I'm getting a note from my producer that we are dragging terribly. Sound issues, breaking up. Thank you very much in the chat. All right, so we're gonna do a quick refresh. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. How are we sounding? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Sometimes we're just doing this for so long, the internet just gives up and it says, you know what? I think I'm done for today. So let's try again. All right, so for today's business tip, I'm going to be discussing the 3 top mistakes that business owners make. This was something that was hot on my mind from a situation that I had this week. I'm a business owner myself. I'm a CEO. I run multiple companies, including an entertainment law firm. And so I'm very familiar with having teams, the difficulties, benefits, and pros and cons of it all. So we're going to talk about the top 3 mistakes and how you can avoid them. I think you guys are going to find this incredibly helpful. And in fact, the last one that I'm going to be covering is probably the most important. So make sure you stick around till the end so we can get to that. Before we jump into it, please make sure that you are following on Top Music Attorney Instagram. I'm definitely pushing out a ton of educational content to help you guys with your businesses, your music careers, but then also just sharing things from, my own journey, being a business owner, the behind the scenes, and that's something I'm really excited to be getting more and more into on social media. So make sure you come over and say hi on Top Music Attorney Instagram. So let's jump into it. Starting with number one, when it comes to the top 3 mistakes that business owners make, they trade time for money. Okay, so meaning, and in fact, before we even get to this, right? So trading your time for money, very simple as it kind of sounds, you are doing something, whether it's providing services or making goods in exchange for money. And that's fine, right? As business owners, that's what we do, especially in the beginning, right? But you have to start getting very specific and kind of filtering through of how you're going to use your time. So wealthy people don't trade money for money. Wealthy people trade money for time. Okay, so what's valuable to wealthy people as they continue to evolve in their careers and with their businesses is their time. There's nothing more valuable. And so that's why you start paying more money for top people, right? Your top executives, your operations people who can then oversee the rest of the staff. So keeping that in mind, in order to grow and succeed, you have to be doing high level activities. Okay, if you're the CEO or you are otherwise just kind of at the top of the company, it doesn't have to be your company, but a lot of you do own your own businesses. So if you are trying to actually grow and get to that next level, you can't be staying in the same place doing the same thing over and over and over, which typically means operations. Okay, so when it comes to doing high level activities, and I call them my needle moving activities. Okay, so as an actual entertainment attorney, there's stuff that I do to help my clients, right? There's services that I provide for their benefit in exchange for money, right? But when it comes to actually moving, kind of my goals forward with what I want to do and how I want to help artists and how I want to help record label owners and making courses and getting contracts together that I can give to you guys, that's stuff that I consider to be needle moving activities towards kind of my ultimate legacy goals for what I want for my life. Also, as a musician, as an independent artist, actually making my music, right? These are needle moving activities to me. So in order to do high level activities, I have to be able to focus on the big picture and not get too stuck in operations. So that's number one, trading your time for money so you don't have time to actually move your project forward. Number two, when it comes to the top 3 mistakes that business owners make, business owners fail to delegate operations. Okay, so we just talked about why you have to be doing high level activities. You can't be kind of not wasting your time, but losing time on smaller kinds of tasks, which otherwise should be delegated. I have found even with myself that times where I'm feeling real stressed, I'm feeling real overwhelmed, I take a step back and I go, what from this big list of things that I'm feeling overwhelmed and I don't think I can get done today, can I delegate? And oftentimes there's a lot on the list that I can delegate to someone on my staff. But of course, as the business owners, we're always like, we have to hold everything so close and we're like, no one can do it better than us. And it's just our egos. We can train our staff, we can help our staff to understand, and we can have staff that are capable and competent to help us move our projects forward. So delegation and just trusting your team is incredibly important as your company and brand continues to scale and evolve. And so, each company is different, right? So if you're a music business, there are things like posting on social media, right? So you should have someone who's actually taking care of that task. You as the owner, you should definitely be making the content, but someone else can actually post it up or schedule it to go up on the 12 different platforms that you have, right? If you're posting multiple times a day. Billing, right? Little administrative tasks like, paying bills. There's someone else that can assist with that. Even things like running ads on Facebook. These are time-intensive tasks that you might not be best suited for in the long term. In the short term, guys, you got to do everything. That's just how it works. When you're starting your business and you're running things and you don't have people in the place, I'm always going to say that. Take on the responsibility, learn it yourself, do it yourself, stay up as late as it needs to get done. But at some point, when you're now profitable and you're growing the business and you can pay for some additional help, you got to let go of control. And if you don't have someone who can take over that thing, you probably don't have the right person in the position and you need to hire someone new. So as far as, number 2, when it comes to the biggest mistakes that business owners make, you're not delegating operations, or you're not delegating operations enough. All right. So number 3, when it comes to the top 3 mistakes that business owners make, let's talk about exchanges of services. Okay. So when it comes to doing an exchange of service with someone, this could be for literally anything, right? But you might be, if you're in the music scene, you are trading your time, shooting a music video in exchange for a music producer, making you a music soundtrack, or making you a song, or doing, some kind of equivalent service. The idea with an exchange is that it's of equal value. Not exact, but fairly equal. You do this for me, I'm going to do that for you. But the thing about exchanges of service is that they're never actually equal. And, it might be kind of okay in the beginning, right? And you kind of, everyone's, excited to help each other. At some point, it seems that things start to kind of die off. And so it's incredibly important that you actually have an agreement in place related to the exchange. And this is called a trade agreement. Be very clear on what the trade is and what each side is doing for the other. Because if you don't, 100% of the time, it will become unequal and someone's going to get upset in the relationship. I am very guilty of this because I have a very bad habit of, when someone comes and asks for help, and let's say it's someone I've worked with in the past, I just want to help. And, especially when someone's contacting an attorney, they're in a situation. So of course you want to step up and help them and whatever. And, at some point when these cases evolve and evolve and evolve, and it becomes like a $10,000 case, and that person is not providing an equivalent, value in the relationship, that's where the problem arises. So you have to put your emotions aside. It still is a business deal. Okay, so that's why having the trade agreement is really important, but also setting the expectations and being super clear, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what you're going to do. Having an open-ended trade is where things will always become an issue. And, the other point here is that you have to determine the value of what the other person is doing. If it's just kind of a loosey-goosey, I'm going to, do these production services for you, and you're going to help me with my marketing. So I'm going to produce an album. You're going to help me with my marketing. If you haven't defined how much marketing that is, how many ads, right? If you're paying as the client still, and you're just getting the services for free, are they monitoring the ads? Are they guaranteeing a certain amount of traffic? If you don't have that stuff specified, then all of a sudden, when they haven't really talked to you in a week, and they're like, yeah, I ran 1 ad. And you're like, wow, my production services to get you an entire album, which took me 40 hours, it's not quite equivalent to the marketing. So that's where relationships can be lost and things get really, problematic. And then guys, the other thing I found is that when there's an exchange of service, I find that there's a little less professionalism, even if you are working with a professional. So if that guy is making you an album or doing your marketing or whatever the equivalent is supposed to be, that they are not going to prioritize you because you're not actually a paying client. And if you've already done your share of the exchange, they're even less motivated to get to it because they're in no hurry. There's no benefit. There's no intrinsic value for them to hurry up and get it done and to get it done in an amazing kind of way. So, especially in the beginning, exchanges of services can be very helpful because you might not have the money, but you have the talent and the skills to get what you need from another service provider. Perfect. But you got to make sure you have a trade agreement, that it's very clear what the exchange is and how long it goes for, what each side is providing, and an estimated value of what each side is providing. And if you kind of go through that step and define those things in your trade agreement, you're going to have a much more successful exchange of services and not be unhappy and have like a ruined relationship by the time you're done with it. So in order to kind of operate and be a better CEO, be a better business owner, these are the 3 things you want to make sure that don't trade your time for money. At some point, it's just not worth it anymore. Stop giving up your time. Life is very short. Number 2, you need to start delegating your operations. Just because you are such a good editor and you think that you're the only person that could possibly do this, or you're the best producer, the only producer who could possibly do this, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, we all think that. I think I'm the absolute best marketer because I am the marketer for my companies. But at some point, you can delegate those tasks and get the assistance from your team and trust your team to help you. They will step up. And then lastly, exchanges of service. Money talks. And when you don't got the money, you're going to have the problems. And so to avoid the problems, do a trade agreement, and you will be much happier at the end of the day. All right, so we are doing this live, and Chris had a comment. Chris on YouTube said, business is not friends or family. They may be friends or family, but business is business. Everyone has to understand what's going on. Yeah, 100%. And in fact, we have a tendency to, again, in the same situation, someone you've worked with, so you feel like, oh, because I met this person at some point, you have some kind of obligation to them, but you need to stop allowing yourself to get into situations where you have an opportunity to waste your time, to be taken advantage of because of an emotional thing. When it comes to a business exchange, you have to make decisions based on business reasoning. Thank you very much. All right, guys, so we have one more video for you. Let me kind of go through the chat again, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so we're going to be running a Save Yourself music video, which is one of my favorite songs in videos. And then I forgot to mention this, guys. So don't forget, we have the free PDF, which you can get in the description, or just go to topmusicattorney.com. So it's 28 music business secrets that every artist needs to know. It's not just artists, though. Music producers, music executives, these are the 28 business secrets in the music industry you gotta know. And then in addition to that, I'm going to give you not only, clear definitions so you understand it, but all of my best behind the scenes, being a real entertainment attorney, information and tips. So make sure you get that while it's available. We also did an artist review. Did you guys catch that last time? So last show we did an artist review, which was so fun, and I really enjoy doing these. So if you are an artist and you are looking for a review of your music, your social media presence, you want some help, you have some legal questions, I have got you on all of that. So you just go to topmusicattorney.com and then you can submit to have an artist review. All right, guys. So, when you're kind of checking out, let me know your thoughts. I'll be in the chat. So let me know your thoughts about Save Yourself music video. You can check out the song and listen on Spotify. Just search Miss Krystle. I appreciate you guys. Aw, you guys are very nice. And Chris, thank you very much for all of the love and support for the book. If you guys want a copy of the book, if you're an artist, you can just go to, where can they get it? Topmusicattorney.com, of course. And we're going to have to gavel out of here. There should be a lot of artists taking notes on your advice. It's priceless. Thank you very much, Jason. On that note, we're going to go ahead and run the Save Yourself music video. On Facebook, there's a question, where can you get the PDF? If you want the PDF, I'm not threatening you. If you want the PDF, just go to topmusicattorney.com. But I think there's also a link down in the description if you're watching on YouTube, but otherwise just go to topmusicattorney.com. And I'll see you guys on the next show, Friday, 7 p.m. p.s.t.
Run about, get down, crazy, grab you some, about to be what you feel.